the Pit Pass podcast. I am your host, Mark Askelson, and joining me here today, as always, good buddy Kalvin Kesselberg. It's a kind of a post-Thanksgiving, or recording this around the Thanksgiving time. Kalvin, good to be back.
Yeah, finally getting back at it. Not as big of a gap as it was between our last couple of episodes, but
Yeah, exactly. And we're going to try to get at least one more in before like the end of the year or something, before Christmas, like a Christmas edition one maybe or something. You think?
yeah, definitely.
Okay.
I think that'd be kind of cool, or figure out some like a 12 days of Christmas or something like
Yeah,
that. Like that'd be kind of cool.
maybe that might be in the works. You never know. All right. So, what's going on here right now? Okay, let's start with the biggest thing first that just happened. You got married, man.
Yeah, we got hitched.
Yep.
Off the market now.
Yep.
No, it was awesome. It was a good day. Lots of friends, family. Yeah, kind of wild because, it's kind of like race season. Like you prep for it, and plan and everything, and then it shows up and it's gone before you know it. Like you blink and the day's over.
Yeah. I mean, I remember that from my wedding. I mean, it's just, it's just do what you're told.
Yeah.
And say yes, hon, okay, and try to make everyone happy and do what you can. And at the end of the day, before you know it, it's midnight, and Andrew Jokum is passed out somewhere or just hard to control. And that was a really fun wedding. So I got the chance to DJ the wedding, which was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Because I kind of started getting into it more and got the test out like with a real big, with a real good young crowd.
Yep.
So that was a lot of fun. It's the first wedding I've ever been at where someone gave a Hoosier tire as a wedding gift. I think that was Brandon Rico.
Yep, Brandon Rico.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that was pretty interesting. I've never had to cut anyone off from requesting a song or an artist. But then there's Andrew Jokum and Shania Twain, so I had to do that.
There's a first for everything.
That's a first.
Yeah.
Guy loves Shania Twain, so I'll give him that.
Yeah, it was good. It was a
Gets a
good
few
thing we
beers
didn't
in 'em.
have many kids there.
No.
Because it wasn't very PG rated.
No.
After about 9:00, but
I felt really bad because it was mostly younger crowd, and some of the older, I don't want to say old, but some of the elder crowd was requesting some songs where it's like, I don't know if I can play this because
not the mood, man.
These guys want some booty shaking music or whatever. But I was able to sneak it in. But no, it was a good time. You got yourself a good wife, because I was thinking about this. Well, were you dating when you had the hobby stock or before, or the trophy car?
No, I would say no, we weren't dating yet. She had watched me race once, but we weren't together. We weren't even talking.
So you got the stock car, and then
Yep.
Yeah.
Actually, I got her, and then I got the stock car.
Okay.
Yep. So we
that's-
started dating in December of 2018.
Okay.
So holy crap, we've been together for a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we got together December of 2018. Started dating. And then, kind of that winter is when we got the stock car, and
So that's
Jake
impressive.
And I yeah.
She started dating you before you had a stock car.
When I was nothing.
And I'm pretty sure she got engaged before you had a late model, I think, or maybe that. Yeah. So
before we drove it. Yep.
That was. I mean, that's kind of a big deal that she's a keeper, right?
Yep.
I mean, if you had the late model, for sure she's saying yes. I mean, but and then she said yes. Of course, now you're, 6 feature wins in a year and in a track champion. So I mean, she had to say yes then.
It was,
or
when
say
we
I
first
do.
started. When we first started dating, you always hear racers make the comment you have a race car and then you get a girlfriend, and then you guys break up and you still have the race car, right? Well, I got a girlfriend, and then I got a race car, but. It was kind of slow going. She wasn't into it right away. It took her a while to kind of get involved. She'd always supported it, but she wasn't really into it. And she didn't get how passionate I was about it. And then then she started kind of coming to the pits during the races. She wouldn't just sit in the stands. She'd come to the pits.
Yep.
And start scraping mud. And she's like, well, what can I do to help? And scraping mud. And kind of got to know the racing community a little bit more. So she made some friends there. So then pretty soon she's excited to go to the races, So I'm like, all right, yeah, we're getting somewhere here, And then she starts kind of helping out with the parts trailer, and like there's some nights where she does more than I do in the parts trailer.
Wow.
And yeah, I mean, I'm so thankful for her. Like, I'm so lucky, and yeah, now I mean, she's a huge part of our race team, and of course, like my brother Ashton, my sister Chantel, my mom, my dad. I mean, of course, like I couldn't do it without them, but Haley's become such a a pillar in our racing, team. Like, she washes the tires every week and helps me wash the car, So it's definitely eye-opening, like how much you rely on people like that, and yeah, pretty lucky.
It's a great time, great, glad to be a part of that. It's funny you mentioned that quote, or that you have a girlfriend, and if she leaves you, you still have the race car.
Yep, still got the race car.
I have the Racing
that's
Life.
That's where I got it from.
The Racing Life on in the background, and that came, I think it was Mike Gresseth.
Yep.
Yeah. So it was kind of fun. I figured I'd like I found the Racing Life DVD that I have. I don't know if it's season 1 or what, but I'm like, I'll throw this on in the background and watch this while I'll wait for you to get here to record the podcast. And I saw that, and it's really crazy watching the Racing Life, because like I saw Cole Gresseth as like a 3-year-old, 2-year-old, right? And we had him on our podcast here a few months ago, and like seeing a young Joseph Thomas, or even a younger Nick Skalicki, and all these like and Tori Fisher and all these other people. It's like kind of nostalgic to look back and to see how much the cars have changed in 15 years, right? A little bit. So
how much the people have changed, or how competitive it's gotten.
Yep.
It's kind of funny. I think like you had mentioned it, Dave Shipley was on there with his super stock, and he's talking about like, oh, it's so hard to win, and they don't just hand him out anymore. And like, he had a very good year in the modifieds this year. Like, he's definitely at the top of his game. So
yeah, absolutely.
Cool. Oh, here's Jason Strand.
Young Jason Strand, yeah. So we're just playing the next episode and got on the background, and
he looks like a little baby.
He does look pretty young there. James Tandeschi, yeah. Like, so we should just talk and discuss. It'd be nice to do a live stream of like rewatching these episodes.
Great for radio, talking about what we're watching.
I love the Racing Life. It was ahead of its time.
Yeah, they did such a good job with the stories, and everything with it.
So credit to like Scott and Darcy Saylor and that whole family in doing that. I worked with them at the TV station at the time where this aired, and so that's how I got to know Scott a little bit. And if this should have been on like YouTube now, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like 5 years ago, like it should have started the series on YouTube, and it would have been a huge hit. I feel like So he's we still bug Scott to do it again because I know he's got the skills. So
usually I'll usually, if I'm bored like on a Saturday, I'll sit and binge watch this.
Yep.
And then the Dirt Night series.
Oh, yep.
That's another good one. That follows kind of a group of they started out USMTS and then kind of went to, it was like Hunter Marriott and Jason Waller.
Oh, yep.
Ryan Gustin. You want to talk about looking at a baby? He was like a teenager.
Yep.
But I kind of like watching that, and I always send a video or a picture to Scott Saylor and tell him that we need it back.
Yep.
we need it brought back.
Oh, definitely. I bug him. He always would watch the races from the infield in Fargo. So every time I see him, I bug him that, come on, you got a kid racing. Like, let's do like a weekly thing or something. But it's all right. It was good while it lasted. So we certainly would welcome more. So Racing Life is great. What else are we going to talk about here? I want to talk about, you had a Facebook post about like, what was the question again? It was, what is your favorite tool, or
what tool makes your life the easiest in like the garage or at the racetrack? And I had put on there like my pit lift.
Yep.
And my like Weir's load stick, because I use both of them all the time. But then, the more that people commented, they were, the big fucking hammer got brought up a few times. Duct tape, zip ties, and a beer fridge.
Yep.
That one was that a guy doesn't think about how important that is, but yeah, I don't know. I was just curious, I was just driving home, just kind of thinking like, God, I wonder if there's something out there that people are using that like I need or something, but
A hammer's a good one for me. Like I always have a rubber mallet in the back of my truck. Like, you never know when you're gonna need it.
Yeah.
Something's getting stuck. Something needs to be bent. Like, you go ice fishing and something's stuck in the ice or whatever else. Like, the mallet just always seems to come through. You could use it as a self-defense mechanism, I guess, if you really needed to. That and a good flashlight. I need to have a good flashlight.
Are you a headlamp guy, or are you like a regular flashlight
I mean, both. Like, I mean, I have a headlamp. I have like 5 headlamps. Like, I always have headlamps for, hunting and fishing. Like, that's always like a backup for ice fishing. Like, if I'm in a portable and my main light goes out, I throw my headlamp on.
Sure.
Like, so that's like a backup. And I have like 1 or 2 of those on me all the time. But I just bought like a DeWalt like spotlight. Basically, this thing is like I could see all the way across the field. I mean, like, I love it. Like, I bought that just for like deer hunting, not to spotlight deer,
at night,
to go track your deer and whatever else, and that came in handy. So I just like to have a good flashlight. I like lights and things like that. So
I've always lived by the philosophy: if it moves and it shouldn't, use duct tape. If it doesn't move and it should move, use a hammer.
Yeah,
that one's gotten me pretty far.
Or WD-40.
Or WD-40.
Yeah, that's
logical. Though.
Yeah, no, hammer. What were some of the other responses? Do you remember off the top of your head some of the other? There was a lot of fun responses.
Impact, that was a big one, and like I take that one for granted, honestly. I'm sure that there's every race trailer out there that has an impact. Here, let me get it pulled up. 40 comments on that one.
Yeah, exactly.
Someone said their wife or someone that supports you. That one definitely we all take for granted.
Yep.
That's Lindsey Hansen, his Roku remote. But we all know it's ChatGPT. He would be lost without it.
Yep.
Hammer, tire gauge, tire pressure gauge.
Needle nose pliers is a pretty good one.
That is a good one. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Some of them said a pit guy. Guy. That's definitely tape measure.
Copenhagen.
YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. Like I said, I was just kind of spitballing on the way home, just thinking like what could I do to make my life easier, that type of deal, and it really translates to everything. I mean, even a hot rod guy working on their garage, I mean, everyone's got some neat trick or tool or something that they use that makes their life easier.
Speaking of Facebook posts, did you sell your shocks yet?
No.
I see
My
you're
Go
selling
Fast.
those.
Yep, I got a set of Eldorados. Yeah.
I mean, I can't believe guys got 6-7 wins in a year in a track championship that they're not gone.
No, they're
ready to go. You need to
go.
autograph them or something?
I don't know. I was thinking I should do something or like, post some random selfies with them or something. But oh yeah.
Oh, speaking of which,
can we backtrack?
We should, because did you lose your bowling pin? Is this what you're referring to?
Yep.
Your bowling pin, kingpin clash.
It was
abducted. James Sandusky. Yep.
It was abducted. So, I've got 3. Yeah, I've got 3 kingpin clash wins.
Okay.
So anyway, Andrew, we were at my garage like earlier in the day, and I've got this nice kind of banner that my now father-in-law got for me for Christmas. And so he stole the banner or grabbed the banner, and then he grabbed the bowling pin so he could like walk in with it.
Yep.
Well, here the bowling pin goes missing.
Ah.
I didn't notice it. I didn't know that it was gone. Yeah. I had no idea.
You have so many trophies and bowling pins. You wouldn't know one's missing, right?
Well, and like we have so many boxes of wedding stuff. Like right now, my garage is heaping full. Like you can't even walk in it right now.
Is that why we're recording in the fish house tonight?
Yep, that's why. So anyway, Haley and I go on our honeymoon. We go to Aruba.
Yep.
Which was fantastic, by the way.
Yep.
Like I've never gone into winter with a sunburn, and that was my only goal. Yep. Like I will be fried as soon like when I get back and it's cold.
Yep.
But anyway, I start getting these emails. Okay, so said Kingpin, that's literally what they call it. It's Kalvin's Kingpin at gmail.com.
Okay.
So they start its own. It's he.
Yep.
She. He. Whatever. Starts their own
Facebook page or
like email.
Email. Okay.
So I start getting these emails of Kalvin's Kingpin, and I never opened it, like, 'cause I thought it was Kingpins or something in Fargo.
Oh,
I thought they were just emailing me, so I never opened it. Well, I get back, And I start opening them, and it's like vacation starts now. Well, here it's Mr. Kingpin sitting outside the City of Ada sign.
Yep.
Okay, so there's that one. All right, that's fine. Day goes by. I get pictures of Mr. Kingpin in front of Red Lake Falls.
Okay.
So now there's a story kind of building here.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I'm starting to get worried. Like, is he fed? Does he have somewhere warm to sleep? Like, it's starting to get cold.
Yeah.
I'm starting to worry about Mr. Kingpin.
Yep.
So,
bowling pins don't survive well in the winter.
No, they don't do well.
Yeah.
Like, they're sensitive. They're sensitive little beings. So then Halloween comes around, and I haven't posted none of this yet. So Halloween comes around, and Mr. Kingpin is out partying.
Ah.
So he's out partying. He's at the bar.
Do you recognize any of the bars?
I don't recognize none of them.
Okay.
None of them. Nobody there. Nothing. Right? So then I get that. Now Mr. Kingpin's in Kindred.
Home of the Kindred Vikings.
Yep. So I'm getting all these pictures of where he's at. He's on his own little trip, going to all these bars, going around. I still don't have him back. He actually ended up in the back of a cop car.
Uh-oh.
He visited I-94 Speedway. Yeah. So I mean, I guess Mr. Kingpin, if you're out there at large, I think I offered up a ransom even.
Okay.
A little,
what kind of ransom we talking here?
It was a crisp high five.
Okay.
It's worth a lot. It's worth a lot.
I think we may have to up that ransom a little bit.
Yeah, I'm starting to get a little worried. Now his cousins are moving in.
Okay.
Yeah, so now in his letters back to me, his little ransom letters, they're cut out of newspaper and fucking, they got all the little words all written up. But now he's like, yeah, my cousins are going to start living. So now I got 6 of these other random bowling pins living in my house rent-free, just thinking they own the joint. I mean, they're in Piatto now. I mean, this is starting to get out of hand.
We got to find this Kingpin here.
Kingpin, if you're out there.
We miss you. You just have to win another one, I guess. You can always win another, I guess.
Yeah, you can't replace the ones you lost, though.
That's true. That's true.
That was a fun little tangent there.
Absolutely. How are things at Piatto?
Good. We're kind of,
getting ready for Black Friday as we record this.
Ramping up for our Black Friday sale. So it's, it's tough to do anything huge,
Yep.
blockbuster stuff, but some deals and some stuff, and I guess kind of getting ready for that. We kind of make like an open house out of it, so we do like lunch and stuff like that, have pop and stuff and a bunch of chairs, and people come hang out and they'll sit around for the day, drop their wives off at the mall, and come sit at the stores. So.
That sounds like a good deal. That's what I would do.
Works out well.
Not that I'm gonna be shopping on Black Friday. But I would if I was, or the wife was, I would come see you.
The Black Friday thing, I think maybe's lost some of its luster.
Yeah,
because you can just get everything online now too. But
it definitely has. I remember when it first came out, like you'd get the Fargo form. It'd have like on Thanksgiving or the day before, whatever it was.
Yep.
This huge paper of nothing but sales, right? And that like they'd
camp
sell out
outside.
They'd have it'd sell out of the paper. Everyone's there just to look at the ads, and now no one cares because they run 40 different specials a year, and there's Prime Day and everything else, and it doesn't matter.
It's kind of tough for like a small business to do some of that and compete. It's like we get to this time of the year, and and it kind of slows down, but it's kind of a nice little break. Like you kind of get caught up on everything that maybe got put off all summer. So kind of do that, try to get ahead a little bit. 2026 should be a good year. Kind of looking forward. I mean, all of our, kind of our fuel stuff, getting that kind of rolling, and Sunoco Race Fuels. I mean, just kind of looking out, trying to do some better kind of buys, get some of the, figure out what you're going to use for the year, and hopefully, maybe
the new parts and stuff are coming out yet, right? I know PRI's coming up in a couple, or
2 weeks.
2 weeks, so all the new parts and stuff are coming out, and I think that's one of the things we want to chat about. There's some new brake pads coming out.
Yes.
Apparently this is pretty exciting.
Yeah, so Willwood forever has been like a firm believer in running the same brake pad, but people want... So I think we've kind of talked about this before, like brake pads. Like I like the same compound all the way around. So I run the Willwood BP 35s. That's just, I run them all 4 corners. My car's been like far more consistent like that. And what I used to do is I would get a set of BP10s for the right front and then run BP40s in the left in the rears. But the problem with doing that is like your brakes heat up differently, all that. So Willwood actually came out with they call it a zero compound or a 0-0, but it's specifically for the right front. It's meant to build heat the same.
Okay.
But it doesn't have any grabbing force when it gets hot. So then you're not sacrificing your pedal, because as you heat up brake fluid and it boils, because it gets super hot, you start losing some of your like clamping force. So you'll have more pedal throw. You'll have less feel. Your brakes will fade just as the fluid gets hot and everything. That's why it's a really good idea to bleed your brakes every week.
Yep.
Even if you don't trail brake a lot, they get hot, they cool, they get moisture in them, So yeah, this brake pad, it's a really cool deal, and actually, like, I think we're one of the first ones to get it.
Oh.
Like Speedway, Performance Bodies, none of them guys have it yet. So we've got a couple sets on the shelf. So yeah, I'm guessing they're gonna go pretty quick, but definitely a better alternative to like the old Napa or O'Reilly's cheap brake pad. Get something that is designed for racing. It's not going to grab hard right away. It's just going to kind of fade right away.
So that's what you want for your right front then. You want it to fade, right? Or you don't? Is that
you don't want it to grab as hard. Like a late model and WISSOTA modifieds, they can use a brake shutoff.
Yeah.
So they've got like a little solenoid that shuts the right front brake off. So it won't even, no fluid goes to it. There's no grabbing. There's nothing. IMCA, like you can't run shutoffs. So what guys do is they get pads and they'll like drill a bunch of holes in them, which is illegal, or they'll cut, like they'll grind them so it's just like a point sticking up. So like there's only one little contact point, also illegal. You didn't hear it from me. Or like some people will, speaking of hammers, accidentally smashed the brake line in the right front.
Oh, whoops.
Yeah, slipped. They're pounding tin, and missed and hit the brake line.
Must have happened during the race.
Yeah,
whatever.
Them rocks, man, they'll get it. But
so
what some guys will do that. Well, the problem with that is you're still like your brakes, I mean, they have hundreds of PSI.
Yeah.
Like, it's nothing to have 300, 400, 500 pounds of pressure. Well, the fluid's still going to get out there.
Yeah.
So the caliper still grabs. The problem with smashing the line is there's nothing to push it back.
Oh.
So now you're just locking it up.
Yep.
Some people will put BBs in there, also illegal. I guess we can keep going on what people do, or grease them up, also illegal. But yeah, now like with this pad, and they're $80. So very cheap for a racing pad.
And you're probably not going to use many of them throughout the year,
no,
right?
No,
you're not going to replace it, right?
No, you're not going to replace it. You're not going to take it out, scuff it up, So yeah, I guess that's kind of one really neat product that's come out. Kind of, I guess, segueing off that, IMCA has changed some rules. I guess, well, WISSOTA and IMCA have come out with their 26 rules. Street stocks for WISSOTA, street stocks will get like a direct drive power glide, and then in 2027 they'll get the same transmission as like a B mod. So Bird, Falcon, whatever. So that's kind of a good step for them. A mods, late models, nothing really changed there. Maybe some body rules, stuff like that, but nothing groundbreaking there.
I saw there was a Mod 4 guy asking WISSOTA or like petitioning them to allow them to have quick change rear ends, and I just thought it's funny because like how many years ago it started with maybe at the modified level, but at least I know at the B mod level, guys, give us the quick change, give us the quick change, and I think they got quick change now. So now like the Mod 4 guys like we want quick change now.
It's only a matter of time.
The Hornets are next. I guess they're gonna want quick changes.
They're gonna want quick changes and 4 barrels.
Yeah, exactly.
But so IMCA, they kind of changed some rules. Not really. I think sport mods, the only thing that they really changed is the crate has like a 50-pound weight brake. So they're trying to get the crate motor more competitive.
Okay.
In Iowa, they really have an issue. Like around here, the crate is competitive, just with our slick tracks and stuff like that. But down
seems like
in Iowa,
a lot of guys run like they don't run the crate as much, do they?
No, like a majority of them are still running the claims.
Yep.
There is a couple guys that run a crate, like that Dave Searks. He's from the Princeton area. He still runs a crate. There is a couple locally that have them. They're a good
but probably
piece,
not as many as IMCA would like, right?
Right. Yeah. They want some. Which it'll be interesting to see where that goes because GM has kind of pulled the plug on the crate program. So just see where that goes in the future, I guess. Whatever. I'm not a crate guy. I like my open motors.
Yep.
I like standing to take a piss, but nah, I'm just kidding. The biggest rule change in both the sport mod and the modified is they have a droop rule now.
Okay.
So usually they had a deck height rule. So you're like the back of your decking, your spoiler basically, you had a set height on how tall that could be.
Yep.
So they would check it at ride height, like on the scale with the driver in after the race. And it had to be like 38 inches.
You see this at any Lucas Oil or World of All Elite model event,
yep,
correct?
Yep. Like everyone's got one. So now they put a droop rule in. Okay. So the droop rule, I believe it's 48 inches. And then, and they kept the deck height rule. Okay. So you still have to measure 38 inches, but you get plus or minus 1 inch on the 38-inch thing.
Okay.
But then what they're going to do is they're going to put a floor jack or whatever under the trailing arm mount on the left rear, like under the driver's butt, basically, on the frame. And they're going to jack it up until they can slide a piece of aluminum under the tire. And then they'll measure in from the farthest, so the far left corner of the deck in the back. They're going to measure in 6 inches. And then they're going to make a mark, and they'll measure from the ground to that point with the car jacked up, tire off the ground. And you get, I think it's 48 inches. Don't quote me on that. But I'm pretty sure it's 48 inches. So the reason they're doing that, or what I understand of it, is they're just trying to tame some of the body rules. Because you'll see some guys, and they'll have a half lap on the field. Well, that's not great racing.
No.
You gotta keep it more competitive. Another rule change, and this is a big one. So IMCA Modifieds took away the brake floater.
Okay.
Brake floaters are modifieds. Like darn near every one of them use it.
So what is a brake floater?
So a brake floater is a bearing-mounted brake mount, basically. So it can spin on the housing. Okay. So you put it on the rear end tube, and your caliper bolts to that. And then it can spin kind of free. So then usually you would have a bar from the floater to the frame. So modifieds, when you watch them coming down the backstretch coming to green, like they got sparks coming out the back, they're on the brakes and the car's way up in the air.
Yep.
Well, the floater lifts the car. So the floater, that bar, when they're on the brake, the bar, the brake grabs and that bar drives it into the car and lifts it up. So it's kind of a crutch. It's a crutch to keep your car up.
Okay.
Well, they outlawed the floater, so now you have to be solid mounted to the housing. So you just have to have a regular bracket that bolts on or welds on or whatever. Kind of the reason they did it, what I thought is some of the floaters, guys were mounting them under the car, and that direction. It's tough for your average guy to figure out how that works, right?
Take some geometry or something, right?
Yep. There's some stuff going on there that your normal guy isn't gonna really understand.
Yep.
So I thought that's why they outlawed it, because it was starting to go that way. Well, so IMCA has a podcast.
Okay.
Well, they were talking about it on this last episode, and then they start posting pictures of what they've seen. Well, these guys were building these big cantilevers, this big lever that would bolt to the brake floater, and it was 30 inches behind the housing, back by the fuel cell.
Yeah.
They'd build this big bar, and they were putting sliders with their spring on it out there and their shock on it out there. So when you got on the brake, it would lift the car up, but you had so much more leverage on the left rear because it's so far back. The longer your lever, the more whatever. more leverage you got. So they were starting to do all that. And they've seen a couple of them over the years, and then this year, I guess they saw a bunch of them. And guys were doing just crazy stuff with, like, the bird cage. Like, they were bolting everything together and then mounting the shock on top of it and, like, having it so it all moved, and just a bunch of spaceship stuff going on.
Yeah,
so
getting a little out of hand.
Yeah, so I think they just kind of took it away, just to kind of give your, like, average guy maybe, keep him more competitive. Because your normal, like, Saturday night racer, he's not going to figure out all this stuff.
No.
Like, there's people that are, like, racing for a living.
Or they think they need to do that to compete.
Yes.
And then they're going to mess everything up.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. Or they're going to pay someone a bunch of money to do that to their car. So they're just, I get it now. Like, there's going to be people that are all upset and whatever. I mean, really, like, a brake floater's $300.
Yep.
Bolt-on caliper bracket is $90 if you get a really nice one.
Yep.
And if you really want to be cheap, if you have a Weir's floater, your caliper plate will bolt onto the frame clamp that's $29, like, or whatever it is.
So a little cheaper option there.
Yeah, like it's not, and you don't have to change anything on the car. You have to pull the hub off and pull the floater off. Like, it's super simple. And you can't have. Some people will mount the floater to the bird cage and not run a separate bar. You can't do that either. It's got to be solid mounted to the frame or to the housing.
Gotcha. So that's just IMCA, right?
Yep.
And they must not run anything like that in WISSOTA then, I take it? Or are they running those?
They've got floaters, but I don't think they've seen some of the wild, wacky stuff that's been going on.
They maybe shake their heads at IMCA guys or something like that. Yeah. I don't know. We don't need that.
No, we don't associate with
that. Gotcha.
I guess that's kind of all I really have for, like, rule changes. So sorry to bore everyone.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Some people might
good to know. I was just last week. I found like a 2001 WISSOTA rule book. The actual physical rule book or whatever. It's like, I should bring that and look at. I don't know what anything is, so I wouldn't be able to tell you what's changed or what hasn't. But it was kind of neat to look at the rules or the rule book from 2001. And.
Probably far thinner than what it is now.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't that big of a book. I mean, each class was like 3, 4, 5 pages. I don't know. Like, it was not a lot of rules. No. Like, it seemed pretty simple, I guess. It wasn't super extensive, but
one thing I've always liked about IMCA is, like, their goal was to always have their rules on one sheet of paper, front back, one sheet. Well, now the cars, everyone's starting to do stuff. Well, now the rule book's bigger. But, like, for a while, like, they prided themselves on that.
Yeah.
Like, we have one page for your rules. Like,
gotcha. But. All right. We should, before we talk Dirt of the Dome, I do got to give a shout out. I forgot the last podcast. If you have any, feel free to shout them out as well. But I got hassled because I didn't give a shout out to Dan Peterson, cousin Dan over there in Superior, Wisconsin. Regular listener.
Hey.
Well, he's a Packer fan, but he is also a big race fan, and he's tied in with, like, used to be, I think, with the Hinkemeyers, that group knows him very well, and
super stock
fans. And good family friends with, like, Al Utanen and them.
Okay.
So he's big into the racing community over there. So shout out to cousin Dan.
That's awesome.
Got to get him to come down. He did come down for a race. I think we got him to the King of the Wings this year or something in Ada. Yeah, I think he came to King of the Wings this year. So
awesome.
You got to experience a little Norman County Raceway. I see there's some workmen going on there.
Oh yeah, that's been really exciting. So, kind of some big improvements that have happened. We've got a tech pad now right off the scale, so that'll be really nice because, like, the tech area in Ada's always been grass.
Yeah.
Which is kind of nice because then you're not laying in gravel or nothing like that. But then it sucks because you're usually taking stuff apart, and if you drop a nut, it's gone.
Yeah, it's gone.
So, got a nice tech pad. It's big enough. We'll be able to fit 2 cars on there, nose to tail.
Oh, nice.
So that'll be kind of nice. Have some room to work around, especially with all this ride height stuff that's going on.
Got
and all
a good level space.
Yep. It'll be a good little level pad that, if you drop something, you're not going to lose it.
Yep.
So it'd be nice, not rolling around in the dirt. So that's kind of been one big one.
Put some more concrete in front of the new grandstands and all that. I saw they put the rail car in the pit area or whatever from Red Valley Speedway. They put that rail car there.
So we got the big cargo containers for your pit bleachers. And, they just wrapped up putting the steps and stuff like that on this week. So kind of wild that we're working on racetracks in November.
I saw some dirt work even being done too.
Yeah.
I don't know what was going on there. Put new dirt or
I think
reshaping?
they gave it. Bruce had to give it his final little resting touch for the year. Put it to sleep.
It looked good.
Yeah, we were actually. Jake called me. When was that? Friday that they were working on it?
I think so. Yeah.
So he calls me and he's like, "Hey, you need to come bring your car like right now. Like we need to go burn some laps." and I wanted to, but I think I had to run and deliver something after work. Like I just couldn't make it work. But that would have been cool. Just have a video or something of burning laps at Norman County Raceway in November.
That'd been pretty sweet. Dirt in November.
In November.
Which brings us to our next topic. Dirt in December, which is even greater. Dirt at the Dome coming up here. We'll get this episode out before that airs, before that series here. But man, a lot of excitement. I mean, I know this event's been building excitement year after year, and this year, I mean, I've never been so excited for a race, to watch a race. Yeah. I mean, it's crazy what Dirt at the Dome has become.
Yeah, it is the WrestleMania of dirt track racing.
Yeah.
Like, that event has done so much for dirt track racing. Like, last year they had a clip that made it on ESPN's, top 10. Like, dirt racing is never on ESPN.
No.
Like, so that was cool. And just that exposure. That event is just so, it's really become something, that Cody Summer and his wife now, they've made it something so special, like, just a cool event. So it's in St. Louis.
Yep.
It's at, the Dome at America's Center, I think.
Yeah, where the St. Louis Rams used to play.
Yep. So, the dirt track world kind of takes over St. Louis for a while, and it's just such a cool deal. It's kind of maybe gone more towards like invite only now the last year
for the competition. Which is probably for the better, because you get a lot of people coming. It was invite only for the mods, and then late models was kind of open, right? And then you had some guys that maybe weren't good enough, right? Like, they're just. I mean,
nothing against them.
They're coming to race, but
honestly,
it
wasn't at the level that they were ready for.
No, we got a regular Sunday night racer versus Brandon Shepard or
Jonathan Davenport.
Right? Like, it's not. The engine size isn't that big of a deal, but the skill level. You need guys that
you need to be able to control your car.
You
need to have a lot, because that track, like, they've gotten it down to a science lately.
Yeah.
But it kind of, it gets rough. It gets rough. It's elbows up. There's a wall all the way around the outside and the inside.
Yep.
But, there's some people that'll argue and whatever. I can hear them typing now. But the Dome produces some great racing. Like, I get goosebumps just thinking about it. Just the atmosphere. I mean, it is electric in there.
And they're doing something right, because the in-person crowd, right? This event is streamed on Flow. Anybody can watch it or whatever. But the in-person crowd keeps getting bigger and bigger.
Yep.
Last year was at 30,000 or something like that.
And they sold out. They opened part of the upper level.
Yeah.
So the whole lower bowl is filled out, and then the upper level, they had like the middle sections, and all of that was sold out.
Yeah. So, you're talking Knoxville National level or bigger.
Yes.
Like, so, that's the biggest sprint car race in the world, or one of the biggest races. Well, this is now rivaling with late models and modifieds.
And this year to really sweeten the pot, so usually the late model, like, big race has been 30,000 to win.
Yep.
This year it's 70,000. So, like, that's a lot of money. That's a crown jewel event now.
Yep.
It is electric. It is a huge party. Rednecks everywhere are gonna unite in St. Louis.
And anything can happen. And I read a post from Brandon Kopp, who's been there a couple times, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did he win like a prelim night or something? He had a good year. He had a good year, right?
Yep.
And then the year not so much. I think him and Zach Johnson end up in the fence together or something. But like. He had a good post about, if you're going to the Dome and you're not using this to like putting a marketing plan together, if you're not building a brand, if you're not selling T-shirts, if you're not making engagement on your social media and doing all those things, because this is as big as it gets. This is your World Expo of dirt track
all
racing.
All eyes are on it.
Everything. You have probably got 30,000 plus people there. You probably have a couple 100,000 or at least 100,000 watching online. And all the excitement around it. I mean, so you got to capitalize on the, with the cool rap and the social media posts and the blogs. And like the amount of engagement you can build from just being there. Yep. Like is huge. So you capitalize on it.
It's made someone out of no one,
right?
more than once. I mean,
for example, Josh Carpenter, right?
Tyler Carpenter.
Tyler Carpenter, sorry. What he became after winning that race.
Yeah, he's won it back. Yeah, he won it back to back. And that place, like, he is the guy there. Like, they announce his name and the place goes wild.
Right.
Like, you can hear it on TV, they kind of cheer and whatever. But in person, people go nuts for it. He can polarize a crowd, like, so quick.
Yep.
Just by pulling on the track. There's people that hate him and there's people that love him. And they both are loud about it.
I mean, you got just in wrestling, you got your heels and your heroes or whatever, like right. You got your good guy and your bad guy, right?
Yep.
Someone's got to win. It could be either one, right? So, I mean, without that dome race, he's just a regular guy.
He's a Saturday night guy.
Him and his 84 kids.
Yep.
But then another gun you look at, like Charlie Mefford, right? Like.
Yeah, so he crashes it.
Rolls over, right? And
stands on top of his car.
Yep.
Like, he tears down the fence. And this is like a B main.
Yeah.
Tears down the fence, rolls it out, gets out of the car, cheering and jumping on the car. And just the crowd was so into it. And he had an awesome interview.
Yep.
And just like Kenny Wallace-esque.
Yeah. Well, the whole "you can't park," it invites the crowd. Say it with me. Yep. You can't park there. Like, who does that? And how many T-shirts did that guy sell? He probably sold every single one.
Well, so actually, he made a comment. He's like, "Hey, man, if y'all want to help a brother out, go down to the Race Ranch booth and buy my T-shirts. I need all the help I can get." So Haley and I had actually got up to go get some.
Yep.
The line was already around the stadium.
Yep.
It crashed Race Ranch's website and software. So at the Dome they couldn't sell anything, and it crashed their website because so many people got on there to buy shirts.
Yeah, I think my brother tried to buy one online and couldn't.
Yeah, it crashed it.
Yep.
We ordered one and we could finally get one, but it was months later.
Yep.
Haley and I were it was February. We're sitting at home in the Amazon or whatever, the mail truck comes by, and here it's our Charlie Medford shirts. We forgot that we ordered them.
And who's Charlie Mefford outside of the Dome, right?
Exactly.
I mean, you maybe.
And he started to.
I think he's a competitive guy. Yeah.
He's a UMP modified guy.
Yep.
And I think even since then, you start seeing him more on the flow and the.
Yeah.
You start seeing some highlights of some wins.
Well, because you know that name now. And
yes.
That name wouldn't have. Now that name sticks out. Every time I hear Mefford, I'm like, Charlie Mefford.
You can't park there.
Yeah, right. And I think there's another Mefford too. I think maybe he's got a. Maybe
is his dad?
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, use that race to your advantage to build a brand. I see TPO's doing
Road to the Dome.
Road
videos.
to the Dome stuff. You got the Ice and Shakes who do an amazing job.
Yep.
Marketing themselves. So they're fancy wraps and so you got to use that race to your advantage and build a following, right?
Yep.
And capitalize on those big moments.
Absolutely. And that event, and I call it an event. It's not a race. It's an event.
It is an event, yes.
It's a, people...
It's entertainment.
You'll see people that hate on it on Facebook and whatever. They've never been there. They're expecting to watch a race. It's not a race. It's an event.
I mean, me and my group of friends, we're gonna have a watch party Saturday night.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a lot of beer drink.
Yep.
There's gonna be betting. There's gonna be there's gonna be dollar bills thrown around, right? All night. I mean, we are planning an evening for this race, right?
Yes.
We're 1,000 miles away or whatever, or 500 miles away.
12-hour drive away.
12-hour drive away.
Yep.
Next year we're gonna do it. I think when tickets become available, we're gonna save up money. I'm definitely going. I'm not gonna turn that. Gotta do it. Gotta see it.
Absolutely.
Once in my life.
Yeah.
So I do want to talk about with the Dome, obviously with it being a really short track, a fifth mile or eighth mile or quarter mile or whatever it is.
It's smaller than a quarter.
Smaller than a quarter, and it's pretty flat, relatively speaking. building a car for the Dome, because you see people talk about building a car for the Dome. They're putting a new engine in for the Dome, because it's tough on cars, right? There's certain things that are different. I mean, so what are the things that I know you never raced there, but I know you sold the parts to the guys that do. So, I mean, when it comes to building a car for the Dome, I mean, how are you building a car differently?
I feel like if I was going into it, I think I would build, like if I had a late model or whatever that was going to be there, I think I would build like the decking a little different, just stuff that would maybe break away easier or it's easier to replace.
I think you see that with the spoilers, right?
Yep.
Like you don't run like a one-piece spoiler, right?
So what guys started doing last year is when they really started doing it. So on a late model and a modified, you have a 2-piece spoiler.
Okay.
So you got a big chunk that's like, 50 or 60 inches wide, and then you've got like a little breakaway piece that's literally made to break away.
Yeah.
Like it's a little chunk. Well, what guys are starting to do, because aero's not a huge thing. You don't get fast enough there. It doesn't matter. So what guys are doing is they're not even putting on that little 8 or 6 inch breakaway piece. What they're doing is the middle support, like you have that fin that's right in the middle of the car. What they're doing with that is they're turning it. So it's like turning outwards. So there's a portion of the deck on the right rear that has no spoiler on it, which it doesn't matter. Like it's just going to fly off and it doesn't matter. So they're kind of turning that spoiler so it maybe catches a little bit of air, but if they hit the wall and tear the deck off that side, it's not going to pull the whole spoiler off.
Oh, yep.
So just stuff like that. I think maybe you beef up your rub rails or something like that a little bit more. Talking to a couple guys, like one of our local guys that's going, I kind of asked him like, well, what do you change like on your car? Do you change much? And what he really said was like trail, so you put more rear steer in it or whatever, and then like maybe run more load just because of how rough it is, which that's a gimme. I mean that's a
you see late models bouncing and
completely off the air.
I mean that's got to be tough on your. You got to have the big. You got to have good stuff, right? Like I mean. You're not running spare parts at this.
No.
I mean, unless you don't care if it breaks or whatever. But I imagine, you're putting a lot of weight in those shocks and everything else. I mean, you want the best of the best when it comes to durability, right?
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. And this event, what it's kind of grown into is that first guys were just taking like their backup car, like like Jonathan Davenport. You'd see him like didn't have a new body on, didn't have nothing fancy. Well, now, like, this event's gained so much traction that, like, those guys make specific Gateway, Dirt Nationals, wraps, brand new bodies. I mean, if you walk through the pits, all of those cars are, like, show cars. Like, they all have brand new bodies on. And
well, they got to, they got to support the sponsors, things like that. And they got to market their car, right?
Yes.
Like they would for any huge race, right?
Yep. And it's just really turned into that, and like you go with your best stuff. Like you bring the best shocks, you bring your best springs, you bring, you're gonna put all new suspension parts on it. Like you're going with a very nice piece, with the intent to like tear it up. Like they all know it. Yeah, but they all
wouldn't go if
embrace
they didn't know. Yeah, right.
And that's what's made this event so great is that all of these drivers embrace the fact that they are going to go and rip the crap out of their cars, but they're going to put on a show doing it.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think it's great for racing. I'm a big fan of the event.
And you may not get a rough track. I mean, because it kind of like last year, remember, it kind of varied. Like I think one night was pretty dry slick.
Yep.
Not a lot of passing, whatever. Maybe you had to rip the cushion. I mean, to get any
tear the wall down.
But they weren't bouncing, and then the next night, then they were bouncing and all that, and so it could really. Where you end up, where you draw, you may not get that super rough track.
Qualifies a lot.
Yeah, qualify means a crap ton, right? Like, so you got to come out there with some speed.
Yep. The order that you qualify.
Yep.
Like how you draw. I mean, you have to be on your game. Like that's it's an equalizer. Like that place is an equalizer.
And so I do see guys that say that they're putting in a new engine or a different engine here for. The Dome race. So what engine what are they running differently there? Are they just running a new fresh one, or are they putting some different packages together for this race, or what are they doing there?
You'd maybe like, I'm sure as far as like the modified division.
Yep.
a lot of those guys are UMPs, so like they've got big motors. Like a UMP modified has a big motor, like 415 or whatever, 412 cubic inch or whatever they are.
Yep.
Big cubic inch motors. So like I'd say your local guys, they're putting in like a US MTS, or they're putting in something that has more cubic inches, more power.
So it's not specific to like what class they ran or their rules, right?
No,
it's just they run.
I think their rules are more open. I think they go more towards UMP stuff. But I don't think they're super like strict on it, because you have a whole plethora of IMCA and WISSOTA and UMP modifieds, and they're all racing together.
Yep.
So I'm sure that there's some give and take, maybe a little bit. But yeah, a lot of the local guys, like they'll put in, like a US MTS or something like that. Something with more than the WISSOTA motor.
Okay.
Because the WISSOTA modified engines and WISSOTA late model engines, they're still a 360 cubic inch.
Okay.
So there's still a small engine compared to what these other guys are running. So I'm sure that they'll put something in that'll be, closer.
Do you need the big engine, or what's the advantage of having that bigger engine? I mean, because you're not talking tons of horsepower, but I mean, is it torque to get that thing to turn or whatever else?
I think there's some of that, the instant, like, because some of them really high quality engines, they'll like rev up like right quick. Where like some of your WISSOTA stuff, maybe they're not made for that instant, rev. I don't know. Do you need to? I think a bigger motor would maybe matter more with a modified than a late model.
Okay.
Because I don't know. I feel like a late model you don't need all that, because there's you're still gonna be hooked up. You still got a big tire.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. At some point, what's too much, right? Something's too much, right?
Yeah.
The one thing I always remember watching, you see with guys maybe their first time is like as far as tuning their car and tuning their engine. When you're on a short track like that, there's probably some finesse that goes in there, because I think I remember Zach Johnson, I think, did it a year or two ago, coming to the corner and you get on the brakes. I mean, you're stopping that engine and it shuts off, right? So that's become a common thing, right? You see that,
and you're geared so high.
Yeah. See guys coming into the corner and spinning out like, whoa, geez, why'd they spin out?
Yeah,
well, because their engine died.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's something you probably have to. You maybe got to do some testing on, or you got to figure out like how not to kill your car, right?
Yeah, you got to figure out how to stay in it. So like a lot of them guys, I mean, they're probably running like a 700 plus gear. I mean, maybe 750 ish.
Yep.
I mean that's outrageous. Usually our stuff around here, like Grand Forks, I know, like with open motor, you're probably in that like 640 range, 660 maybe. So like a 700 gear, that is just crazy. Like, if you ran a 700 gear in Grand Forks, like you would not get off the chip. Like you wouldn't even make it. You wouldn't even make it down the straightaway. Like
But I suppose like there's some experience. Like maybe if you've raced Glendon, there's some similarities there. Is it Watertown? South Dakota. There's another one where you're kind of got those short track, tight corner type things like that. I mean, you can maybe draw off some of that. But I did see like Blake Adams was testing on some smaller track or something like that.
A lot of these guys will go to a go-kart track.
Yeah.
So like Dylan Thornton, he's actually running the DRT house car, which is kind of a new late model chassis.
Yep.
So they went to Millbridge.
Oh,
I'm not sure where Millbridge is, but it's a super famous like micro sprint racetrack.
Is that out in like North Carolina?
Yeah,
like,
probably.
I think that's like where all the NASCAR guys run, right? Like their other kids.
Like Kyle Busch's kid.
Yeah, so I think it's out in North Carolina. Yep.
Yeah, that would make sense. But yeah, it's just a tiny little go-kart track, but you'll see all these guys testing there and stuff. So like that's kind of cool.
Yep. Yeah, big car and a little track.
Yeah,
which is what Dirt at the Dome is. Now we do got some local guys that'll be competing again this year. In the modified division, we got Blake Adams, Tyler Peterson is back again. I'm looking for another win. You got Aaron Johnson, IMCA mod, and then Ryan Gierke.
Yep.
And I don't know if there's any other modified.
I think that's about it.
That's about it. There might be some guy out of maybe way out Wisconsin or something. Late models, you got the Eisenshanks. You got
Tyler
Peterson. You got Dan Ebert and Dustin Sorensen, who are Minnesota guys. Jake Tim, but they're national guys.
Parker Gilbertson.
So
okay. Parker Gilbertson is Matt Gilbertson's son. They're from like Montevideo, Madison area.
Yep.
So Parker is actually running Rusty Coleman's late model.
Really?
Yep. So
okay.
they got in. They're going. So Parker's 16, 15 maybe. He's
Surprised
really
he got
young.
in,
Super young. Like never. He's raced a Gen X late model.
Okay.
This year. This is his first year racing, but.
So he's got quite the tall task ahead of him.
Yes.
I mean, that's,
Yeah, but that'll be just a cool event for him. And
oh, yeah.
and
Nothing will surpass that, right?
No, that'll be a...
So who do you got, I was thinking like Blake Adams versus TPO, but I shouldn't count out Ryan Gierke or Aaron Johnson too, because they're all pretty good. Like, I think Aaron Johnson is going to be a little bit of a sleeper because he's done well at some big events. And you don't see him because he's an IMCA mod. So we don't see him against Tyler Peterson or Blake Adams very much, or Zabraskis or any of those other guys, but he does really well.
Yep.
And then Gierke's he won the 100 this year, or he won the
100.
The Bob Gierke Memorial, right?
He won the Gierke Memorial.
Yep. So I mean,
and he did win the 100.
Yep. So I mean, he's won some big races too. So you don't want to discredit him. It'll be his first time, so it'll be. But then again, TPO won it his first time.
Yep.
So, I mean, who do you pick? I mean, who?
I love seeing all of our local guys there.
Yeah.
It goes right back to my argument that our local guys are competitive. They deserve to be at these big tracks.
Well, I mean, Joey Thomas, the one year did really good.
Yep.
So I mean, yeah, I mean,
I'm a TPO fan. I gotta be honest. I'm a TPO fan.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd like to see him, get the. It'd be cool to do another modified one, but I'd really like to see him run well in the late model.
I think he'll surprise some folks.
Yeah.
Just because, I mean, his driving style.
The guy can wheel.
Yeah, and I know he can win late model races, and especially on a short track like that where it's a little more even balanced, right?
Yep.
I think he didn't
and
do
his thing.
He didn't do as well with like the Outlaws and stuff this year, but like he doesn't have an outlaw motor necessarily. I don't know if he's got quite the package.
Yeah.
To keep up with those guys, right?
I think they do have like an engine, but
not
some of that is like you got it. The setup I think is different, So you just gotta have laps with that package. But so they struggled a little bit, but I think they'll go there with what they know. And I mean, obviously having a little bit of seat time in the modified will help that.
Yep.
So I think that'll be good. I'm excited to watch the Eisenshank twins.
Yep. They did okay last year.
Yep. Yeah, they did good. They kind of had some bad luck, a little bit of that.
Well, and they got a lot more seat time now in that late model.
Yes.
And they've really come a long way.
Yes.
Like, I keep forgetting they're like 17, 18-year-old girls, right?
With
like
not a lot of late model
experience. Yeah, the sprint car family,
yes.
So, to see that, I mean, that's pretty cool to see how far they've come. And I bet you, I think one of them might win a race this year.
Yeah.
I think it's not.
They're knocking on the door.
They're there. They're competitive.
Yep.
They're definitely competitive. But I have a bet going on between Peterson and Adams with my brother. I picked Peterson just because he's won it before. But I also lost the bet on how many wins Blake Adams was going to get this year.
More than what you bet on?
Yeah. So I didn't actually make the bet. My brother says I bet him, but I didn't bet. I said if the over-under on how many wins Blake Adams would have this year, I said I'd put the over-under at 13, and I'd bet the under. I didn't say it was a bet.
I would bet.
I would bet the under. Well, he had like 25 or something. Like, who would have saw that coming, right? Blake Adams,
year in a
rookie of the year and the national champion, right?
Yeah.
So who would have thought that? So, he's young. He's probably fearless. The dome might be a good option, or you might end up in a fence and something like that. I mean,
one way or another, put on a show while you're doing it.
I think he will. Yeah. So there's that bet going on. But so you think you get your money's on TPO?
I'm a TPO guy. Yeah, I'm excited. I think Gierke's gonna do really well.
Yeah.
That kid can wheel, and he's a younger guy too.
Is
he? He's him and I think it's his brother-in-law Casey. They really race hard. Like they get after it. They're fun to watch at a racetrack.
Yep.
Like during the sites and the 100 and stuff. I get to hang out with them guys and kind of watch and whatever. And they are such a good team because they get out. If Ryan gets out of the car, they don't say a word to each other. Really? They just go to work. They know what they need. They both know their jobs. Casey's a good crew chief. You know, he can watch that car. Ryan gets out of the car, never even says anything to Casey. Casey just gets under there and knows what he needs to change. You know, so that dynamic is, it's a lot like Matt and Tyler.
Yep.
Those two, you know, Matt is really good at watching the car. Obviously, Tyler can wheel it.
Yeah.
You know, so they kind of just know they've got this. They're synced. You know,
and they probably know that change by 2 laps in, right? Like, you know, like,
absolutely.
Like, we missed it, or we got to do this, we got to do that. Like, they got to fix it right away. So,
fun fact with that, like testing.
Yep.
This will open everyone's mind, like open
Okay.
your thought on testing. So, what we started doing is you go out and you burn a lap. That's all you make. You go out there and you burn 1 lap and you pull right in. Because the only way. So after 2 laps, the driver's going to start adjusting, and he's going to start changing lanes.
He's going to adapt to what it's doing. Yep.
Yeah. So you can really only tell how good or bad a car is in a lap, or 2 maybe 2. But
Yep.
Yeah, I've started doing that. Like I'll go out, I'll get 1 good lap, and I'll just pull in. Just 1 lap, pull in, change it. If you can't feel what it's doing, you need to fix it.
Yeah.
Like you need to fix your feel.
Stop burning your tire off,
Yes.
right? To try and figure this thing out, because then next thing you know, now your tires are worn. Now it's a different.
You're just
damn
lapping
car.
out motors. You're wearing out everything. You know, test and tune tracks are really hard on tires.
Very hard on tires. Yeah.
So just 1 lap. That's all.
Good to know.
That's your fun fact of the day.
So are you flying down in a private jet down there to the dome or what?
No. The P-Auto Force 1 is grounded, actually. Yep. We had a strike with our pilots.
Yeah, those darn airline strikes.
Well, they didn't get paid, while the government was shut down.
Oh,
yeah. I don't pay them, actually.
Oh, okay.
No. So had a little strike going on. I'm trying to negotiate crisp high fives and flights, but
okay.
Nope. So we're flying down Thursday morning.
Okay.
So we fly
commercial like every other loser.
Yep. Yeah. Back to being basic. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. So Andrew Jokum, his wife Ashley, and then Haley and I are going.
Okay.
So we leave Fargo at 5 a.m. and then we land at 9:30, I think, in St. Louis.
Okay.
And then Kenny Wallace actually has an open house this year.
Oh,
so I think we're going to try to rob a pickup from someone and go to that and check out his little racing compound he has and get a T-shirt and a picture maybe and make a day out of it.
It'll be pretty cool.
And we'll probably go up in the arch. Andrew and Ashley haven't seen the arch, so we'll probably go up in that. That thing is rickety, and you fear for your life, but we're going to do it. Yeah. Should be a fun week.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm sure you'll feel great on Sunday.
Oof.
That'll make for a long flight home, right?
Yeah. Kelvin's got to behave Saturday night. Because I think Sunday we fly back. I think our flight leaves at 5 in the morning.
Oh.
We've done that one before.
I've done that before. I left Nashville at 6 in the morning. Yeah.
That's rough.
On a Sunday morning.
That place will get a guy.
Yeah, it will get a guy. It did get a guy. But, I mean, I survived. Actually, it was the hot chicken that got me. Oh,
really?
We found a hot chicken. This is not related to racing, but this is a good story. Yeah. We went to Nashville for a concert. It was like $86 round trip tickets from Allegiant, right? Yeah. So we went to Nashville to go see this concert, and we're like, we got to get some hot chicken while we're there. So we find this place called like Bolton's Fish and Chicken or whatever. It's on like the east side of Nashville. It's not like in the main Broadway area, but that's kind of where the venue we were going was anyway. So like, let's go to this and walk to the venue. Well, we go to this venue, and it's, like, very, very old school. Okay. It's not Nashville like you're on the other side. I mean, it's definitely a different crowd. We looked a little out of place. I'll just tell you that much. And we get, like, the mild hot chicken, right? And thinking, oh, it can't be that hot, right? Mild. And we were sweating profusely. It was so hot. It was just the mild, and I don't know if they gave us the wild or whatever, just because we're a couple honkies from Minnesota come down and get some hot chicken or what. But I was miserable. And we had to go to a concert yet.
Oh, no.
You're around a bunch of people and you're sweating and you're all this, and it's like, and your stomach is oh.
You know how
you got to use the bathroom at that concert venue, right? Where there's one stall, and that was tough. That was the dumbest idea I ever had was to get
hot chicken. You know how Norwegian I am?
Yeah.
I sweat eating ketchup.
Oh my god.
I sweat eating pepperoni pizza.
And I do like hot stuff pretty well. Like I don't mind a little spice. I like spice. I got a little Italian in me. I like a little spice, right? So, but not that. Holy moly. So yeah, and then a 6 a.m. flight the next morning. Oof. So, yeah. All right. So Dirt at the Dome. Trying to think, is there anything else we need to cover here today? I know I'm looking forward to it and watching it unflow from back home.
It'd be exciting.
Next year, do it in person. Start putting some money away for the piggy bank.
We're going. We're gonna make it happen.
Okay.
We're gonna take a Pit Pass adventure.
Oh, that'd be great.
Pit Pass podcast. We gotta find some way to write it off. We should get with our manager.
I can write it off. I can put it on my. I can write it off, right? Just write it off.
Yep. We got to figure out some way to make this a business trip.
Oh,
we'll work on that.
We'll figure that out. Yeah, I mean, marketing expense or something. Or, yeah. I mean, you got the P-Auto credit card now, right? Like, I mean,
that one gets hot sometimes.
Yeah. Let's close on this, since we are recording this around Thanksgiving, right? Or right before Thanksgiving, we're recording this. We'll have fun with the next episode. We'll do some Christmas stuff and talk about wish lists, and we'll do some fun with that. We'll get that out here right before the holidays. Maybe some New Year's resolutions.
Yeah.
Like don't suck is probably one, but we'll get to that. But
I promise myself to not lift for anyone.
Maybe
that's a bad one.
Promise to go forward in a late model race would be nice. A future
for
race
once
would be nice to go forward.
Not win a heat.
Yeah.
Not win a heat and suck of the rest of it.
So I figure we should talk about what are you thankful for, and it could be racing related, it could be whatever related. I mean, what are you thankful for here this Thanksgiving?
That's a good one. I'm really thankful for my family, like how supportive they are of all my wild and crazy adventures that I get myself into. But really thankful for that, and the racing community, like pretty thankful for that. Like we're pretty lucky to be surrounded by some really good people, and that number one, family. I know it sounds cliche, but
yeah. I mean, I guess I would say I'm thankful for that too, that my wife lets me do this all the time, even she has no interest in racing. But I'm thankful that she lets me to be gone a lot in the summer and be around all that. And I'm thankful for the Bickers and Squiggy for like what they do for racing, and kind of like giving me the opportunity to announce on Thursday nights, and be part of the background of the racing and kind of be a part of all that. So I'm really thankful for that. Thankful for you for letting me like pit for you a couple times.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, that was fun, right? And for being the star of this podcast. So I'm very thankful for that. And I'm thankful for beer.
Thank God for Golden Light. We still haven't found our beer sponsorship.
We haven't
can
yet.
Get on that tangent again. I think that was like a half hour on one of our episodes.
Mick Golden Light. We're right here.
Yeah,
we're right here. We got more outside.
If anyone has connections,
like
hit us up with that.
Yeah, we'll be forever thankful for that.
Yes,
perfect.
That'll get you a shout out in episode.
There you go. Thanks, Kalvin. We'll talk. We'll get our special holiday one coming out here in a few weeks. But thanks for joining us, and we'll have fun at the Dome.
Thanks, everyone.